Greetings everyone, Sati 2. Today I have a book haul, but before I get into that, I want to talk about a couple of books I finished reading last week. One of them is another of the Warhammer 40k books, called The Flight of the Eisenstein. Book 4 of the Horus Heresy by James Swallow. And it was okay. I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't anything special. It didn't really give me any kind of new info. I mean, did talk about the Silent Sisters a little bit more, and the War Singer didn't really talk about it that much. And it kind of, the third book, it went backwards in time and it started a little bit earlier from a different point of view of the Death Guard, which was like this 7th Regiment or something under, not Moriarty, what the heck was his name? It's kind of like a Reaper, kind of a death kind of a name. Moriarty, something like that. Anyway, the main character I think was like Nathaniel Garrow, and he had like this guy that was an Astartes that had failed the test, and usually when you fail the test you die, but he survived, and he was like a servant for the main character, even though the main character wasn't really that important. And then kind of talked about how like it used to be an old tradition to have these kind of like slave servant kind of people. And then you get to where they're on Isfahan 3, and it meets up with the story from book 3 where they drop the virus bombs. But the Eisenstein is one of the ships that had the virus bombs on it, and they found out about it, and they had this battle up there, and like, I mean, it's just kind of same old stuff that happened in book 3 from that point on. I forgot how it ended. I thought it was like pretty, like a, what do you call it? Cliffhanger of an ending, but I wasn't really paying attention. So anyway, 3 stars for them. Is there like another series called Eisenhorn? That's like a different guy. I think it's like its own trilogy. I've been getting Eisenstein and Eisenhorn confused. Anywho, the other book I want to talk about is this very thin one. Stephen King and Richard Chismar, Gwendy's Button Box. I read this in one night at work. Somebody drew something in the back. I think they wrote like a credit card number up here, and they wrote it there. I can almost read it, and I don't know what these numbers underneath it are. Anyway, yeah, this was really short, but surprisingly good. The next book is called Gwendy's Magic Feather. I think I have it on ebook. I've got the Gwendy's Final Task in the other room, but this one, I thought it was just going to be about like buttons like on a shirt in a box. No, it's about this guy who gives this girl a box that has buttons on it and 2 switches, like a lever. And it's kind of like that movie, you know, where they say like you hit the red button, you get $1 million, but somebody dies. It's kind of like that. There's like 7 buttons, I think, different colors, and they represent continents. So there's Asia one, there's Africa one, North America one, whatever. And it kind of implies that if you hit the button, something bad is going to happen, but you don't know what it is. And then there's also a black button. It's like really bad. And then there's a red button that you can use over and over again. What the fuck did she do with the red button? Oh, she caused the Jonestown massacre when she hit the red button. Or maybe she hit the South America button. I can't remember what it was. Like the levers though, one lever gives you a piece of chocolate in a random animal shape that it says it never repeats. It seems like you eventually run out of animals. And when she takes these chocolates, she eats them, it makes her not want any more snacks, because this girl's kind of getting fat, and she's kind of starting to get into like middle school and stuff, so it's like, it helps her lose weight, and it helps her like, she doesn't have zits, and she like, her health is like perfect health, doesn't have any kind of diseases, and she like starts looking better, and everybody becomes attracted to her because she wasn't attracted before, and like, just pretty much, like, makes your life a whole lot better. But it's like the person who has the box is supposed to be tempted to hit these buttons. As long as they don't hit the buttons and they just eat the chocolates, they're fine. Right? What was the deal with the other switch? I can't remember what the other switch does. Oh, the other switch gives you a coin. And it's like this rare 18-something Morgan dollar coin. It's supposed to be worth like $600 or $800 if you sell it. But it's kind of weird because you have all these coins, and they're going to ask you, like, where did you get all these coins? So it's like you have money, but you can't really use it. So you end up, like, stockpiling all these coins She eventually sold a few, but it's kind of like that deal where the guy found a bunch of those rare baseball cards and he sold them, and they like the value instantly dropped because he had so many of them. You'd want to take all your coins and sell them to different coin shops in the same day, because nobody would know that the market has been flooded with these coins. Anyway, ends up she has to give the box back to the weird, I guess it's like the devil or something. The guy that gave her the box, because he's going to give it to somebody else, because every so often the box has to change hands or something like that. It's weird. I don't know if there's any TV adaptation of this yet, but it seems like there should be. Kind of has that weird vibe, kind of like the Cabin in the Woods, or Cabin at the End of the World, whatever it was, the weird one. All right, so what did I give this one? I'm giving it 4 stars. Now let's get into these books. I'm still waiting on a piece for my Rode mic. Should be in Wednesday. Maybe I'll be able to use that then. I'm gonna make another video today about the Trump stuff too. But for now, also Goodwill has raised the price of their books. They're not $1 anymore. They're $1.59. So I'm really gonna cut back on the Goodwills and be real picky about what I pick. Some of these they didn't come from Goodwill. I think my friend at work gave me a couple. Got a bunch of half-price books that are really good. So I got Nora Roberts' Rise of Magics. It's got something about a virus that wiped out the people in the world or something too. So this seems a pretty cool story. I don't know. My mom loves Nora Roberts. I don't know where I'm going to start stacking these. This one I actually got for my mom. It's not really for me. It's about Trump's mansion, Mar-a-Lago. Inside the gates of power at Donald Trump's presidential palace. Maybe I'll read it. I don't know. Someday. Oh yeah, there were some Clive Cusslers I was going to get, and I put them back on the shelf. One of them was called The Tombs. That seemed like it would be really good. This one's called Fast Ice. I don't have this one yet. Got a trade paperback, so good deal. Man, I wish I'd got those other ones. This one, my friend at work gave me. I think it's a young adult, like middle grade almost. Airman by Eoin Colfer. He's the guy that wrote Artemis Fowl, so I think this one might be a movie. David Baldacci, he got me this one too. Daylight. I don't know anything about David Baldacci. He looks like this though. I guess he writes thrillers. Yeah, FBI agents and like stuff like that. Then I got Harper Lee, Go Set a Watchman. I've read To Kill a Mockingbird and I didn't like it. I don't know what this one's about. Every Man's Island, John Louise, Every Man's Watchman is his conscience. Okay. Bernard Cornwell, The Fort. I got this one. I don't know if it's part of a series. Any Bernard Cornwell I usually pick up. Got in there Larry McMurtry, Telegraph Days. To add to my westerns. Where am I going to start putting these? I don't have any room. Small World, a novel by Jonathan Evison. This looks like a westerny Dickensian saga on a grand American scale. It's got like this burlap sack feel to it too. It's not like a slick cover. Probably set in California. I don't know. Great American novel looking book. And then we've got Jailhouse Lawyer by James Patterson and Nancy Allen. I thought this was a John Grisham book. I didn't even realize this wasn't John Grisham. I don't know what this is gonna be. And then we've got these ones I got today. This one's got a blurb by Stephen King on the front. It's called John Irving. Prayer for Owen Meany. Oh, John Irving is the author. Why is it so big? Look. That's the author, and this is the title down here, this little tiny. It seems like it was about two 11-year-old boys in 1953. One of them hits a foul ball when they're playing baseball. Kills the other boy's mother. I'm like, whoa, that sounds cool. The boy who hits the ball doesn't believe in accidents. Owen Meany believes he is God's instrument. God made him hit a foul ball into his friend's mom. That sounds like a great book idea for some reason. I don't know. Then I got The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell by Chris Colfer. This is part of a series that I have the first book of, I think. It's called The Witchcraft Stories or something like that. What is this part of? Look at this little fold-out map. Look at that. Just look at it. Sometimes you'll see little notes in the front of these used books. To my daughter on her wedding day, blah, blah, blah. This is the House of Cards book that the TV show is based on. Michael Dobbs. I think it's a fictional character. It's not like a real politician. And then we got... some of these... There's a lot of these books here that I bought that I already own and have read. This is one I just made a video about, The Pillars of the Earth. This is like a big trade paperback, so I'm going to take my copy that I just read, put it with the dupes pile, get rid of it, sell it on eBay, give it to my mom, something like that. It's heavy too. Then I got another copy of Strange the Dreamer by Lanny Taylor, because this one is a different cover than mine, and it's mint freaking condition, like it's never been read, and it is $1.59, so how could I not? Then I don't think I have this one. I might have it. The Hellfire Club by Peter Straub. Peter Straub nobody talks about, even though he's kind of like the same genre as Stephen King. You'd think that, whoa, free Mazda Miata bookmark. Didn't know I was going to get that. That's worth $1.59 by itself. I used to want a Mazda Miata a long time ago. I used to have this video game made by Buick. It was a golf game, but it was also like a Buick car showroom back when like Windows 95 was a thing. And you could see like the Buick Regal, and you could change the color of the paint. And it would look like MS Paint, but pictures of cars. And it had a Mazda Miata on there. Like, wow, that's not a Buick. I don't know what I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I also got a couple Stephen Kings that I already have. Revival and The Regulators. The one I have doesn't have the dust jacket. This one's got a little rip in the bottom, but no, this one's ripped. So I don't know. Anyway, Stephen King, worth $1.59. I could resell these. I'll resell my old copy. It's not as good. Doesn't have a dust jacket. Then we got a couple of Charlene Harris's. These were $1 each. 3 bedrooms, 1 corpse, and a bone to pick. So these are Aurora Teagarden books. I don't have any of that series yet. Maybe I got one. Anyway, my mom's going to want to borrow these because I got her into Charlene Harris. And then I got a couple of these. These are $3 each. The Last Smile in Sunder City by Luke Arnold, and Dead Man in a Ditch by Luke Arnold. And it's got this map on the front. If you look at it, it says like Centaur Stables, Goblin Storehouse, Copper Mine, Water Pipe, and like Gnomish Headquarters. It's like all these like fantasy terms. All I know is it's published by Orbit Books, and that's all I need to know. It's $3 by Orbit. I'll get it. And I also got The Rosewater Insurrection by Tade Thompson. Pretty sure this is the second or the third book in the series that starts with Annihilation, because it's written like this. I don't know if this is book 2 or 3. By the way, I just got back from the Chinese restaurant, and I have lost faith. Lost face. Very embarrassing situation where I got 2 plates and I ate all my food, and I went to get some dessert, and I came back and the woman was cleaning my table because she thought I must be done because I ate so much. So then she had to go get me another drink and another fork so I could finish eating my dessert. Very embarrassing for my ephemery. You have brought great dishonor. Then we got Kevin J. Anderson, The Map of All Things, $3. I don't know what this one's about. It's a little bit dirty. It just feels grimy. Like there's bloodstains in here, so I don't know. An Age of Discovery, Quest for Glory and Reward to End All Wars. Blah, 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 blah. I'm sure it's probably good. And then I got book 5 of the Lightbringer saga, Brent Weeks, The Burning White. I've got the first 2. 3rd and 4th book's not supposed to be that good, but book 5 I think is supposed to be pretty good. And this is a big old hardcover. And it was $5. I got $5 books. Very nice, very nice. Now let's move all these somewhere. Now let's get these bags. We've got Terry Goodkind, The Pillars of Creation. Not the pillars of the earth, the pillars of creation. Looks like a big penis on the front. I just noticed that. Terry Goodkind. A lot of people don't like him. What is the first book of this series called? Sword of Faith or something like that? I don't remember what it's called, but everybody just read the first book and then don't read any of it. But I got more than one. This one I got just for funsies. It's called Complete Guide to Heraldry. And it teaches you about how heraldic symbols were made in the Middle Ages. It's got all these pictures of like quarterings and like ways they would make their shields, ways they would do this stuff, and backgrounds. Pretty much like if you want to design a tabard and WoW, how you do it on helmets and stuff. This book's just got a lot of information and it seems really cool. Pretty good coffee table book too. This one is the one from the Inheritance Cycle I was missing by Christopher Paolini. I'm probably going to find a better version than this, but this is the one I need to finish my set. I don't know what these numbers mean. CJ65JR BBBW, Big Beautiful Black Woman, I guess is what that stands for. Got a map in the front and a map in the back. Look, the same map? Yeah, it is. Anyway, it's got a nice smell to it. Dusty smell. This one I feel like it's going to be a good Halloween book for next year. The Little Woods. I gotta move this camera over a little bit. The Little Woods by A.G. Mock. Book 1 of the New Apocrypha. You're not afraid to come play in the woods, are you? And it talks about an annual rite of passage in Pennsylvania, channeling of a malevolent presence, bewitching tavern proprietress, and psychic intuitive from New Orleans. By the way, I really want to get a deck of tarot cards, maybe 2. I just watched the podcast on Planet Weird about it, and like that Rider-Waite woman, she kind of looks like Bjork. She was like one that drew all these weird tarot card pictures. She's got this real mischievous look on her face for some reason. I want to get like a poster of her, maybe. I don't even know. But like these tarot cards are so interesting, the way they all work together and stuff. Also got, what is this? Ace Atkins, The Sinners? Quinn Coulson novel. It's like a true detective of the Deep South or something like that. I remember seeing another book that had a cover like this. Maybe I'm thinking of Black Tongue Thief or the other book that guy wrote. Just the same font. So maybe this is not the book I'm thinking it is, but it's still probably like the Raylan Givens novels or something. So it's probably pretty good. This one I think was a good book. And then we got a couple more, 3 more. I always want to have like a paranormal kind of a cryptid, like weird kind of book shelf. And I got Zechariah Sitchin, The End of Days, Armageddon, and Prophecies of the Return. What is it that he wrote? 12th Planet? He's the one who writes about Nibiru and ancient aliens kind of stuff, I think. Then I got Consensual Hex by Amanda Harlow. This looks exactly like the same font as Grady Hendrix. And it looks more like a young adult, like a female lead kind of a. It's a story about a girl who she's raped by a frat guy, and then she meets up with these 3 girls, and they become kind of like a coven of witches, and they steal a grimoire from a fraternity. Why does the fraternity got a grimoire? And they're trying to, I don't know, something about sexual assault, and they're covering it up. I don't know, I figured whatever, it's like $1.59. The chapter titles are pretty good too. 7 Sisters, Mad Women. What was the other one? I could probably read this in like 2 days. Dragon Girl. Interesting. Amoral Familism. I don't know. Finally, I got this big, heavy trade paperback. J. Van Landingham, Sentient. And it looks like a big pig on the front. I thought it was a dog on his nose, and it's got pig ears. Oh, it's like a factory farm, maybe, and a pig comes to life and starts killing everybody. USA 2040, animal agriculture has drastically changed the climate and the way people live. Drinkable water scarce. Mary Hoffman is an activist, but she has a secret. Her best friend Alice is a pig confined to a torturous life on a factory farm. She can feel everything the pig feels. Oh. Burton Duarte is an undocumented immigrant worker for this agribusiness industry. This kind of feels like it's written by an animal activist. I don't know. This might be. The font, though, it looks like it's a typewriter wrote it, so it's probably going to be really quick to get through the pages. 700 pages of like. It's not written in like a screenplay format. It's just like a regular book format, and it's got one of those things. Camille. Oh, Camille. Thank you for your SIGOV. Enjoy. Is that the author? I can't read this signature at the bottom. Yeah. What does that look like? I don't know. Maybe it was her boss or something. Anyway, those are the books that I have. That's all of them.